92Q, the best mix of R&B, man, here at the Kenny Smoov Morning Show, and we got a special guest
Man,
in the building.
What's up, family?
Oh, my goodness, man. I got the fam up
I
in
am
David
so
Banner is in the
excited.
building. What?
Grammy Award winner, music producer, recording artist, philanthropist, activist, and actor.
Yeah,
Did I miss anything?
I'm humbled to be any one of them, and I'm grateful, man.
It's even better to be all
Grateful,
three.
man. Grateful.
Man.
Thank you for being here. We know you don't have much time. Just wanted to talk to you for a little bit about what you're doing right now and the tour you're doing for Black History. Is it for Black History Month, or is this what you do throughout the year?
Well, this is what I do throughout the year. What's funny about it is I've been lecturing for well over 10, 12 years.
Yeah, easy.
What's funny is black colleges would never bring me. Like, I was doing Harvard and Stanford and
You were just at Notre Dame, right?
no, I'm going to Notre
You're going
Dame.
to Notre
Yeah,
Dame.
I'm
Okay.
going to Notre Dame
Right.
and Clemson. But
Wow.
what happened is like after Katrina and after some of the things that I did socially, our people finally started seeing some value, and it's like now I'm all over the world now, and I'm grateful, I had an opportunity to meet Fela's son,
Wow.
and to know that people in the mighty continent of Africa value something that I have to say. It means the world to me, man. And the old David Banner.
Man, we ain't going to talk about that.
Yeah, man.
Man, this is so great, man, to just see the progression of just you as a man, you know what I'm saying, and just see how, coming from the SIP and just, the Columbus and Starkville days and just.
I'm actually it's funny, I'm actually speaking at Hines Monday.
No way.
Yeah, I'll be in Hines Community
Okay,
College
for those
Monday.
who don't know, you hear the banter back and forth. Yeah, they know each other very well.
Very well.
Very
man.
well.
Back
So
in the day
let's just
when
let
I
them
was a
talk
young
for a second.
programmer and David was doing the Firewater Boys project.
Yeah.
And, man, we would sit in the office.
This
and
was
just
before
talk.
this was before the big contract.
Before the big contract.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Wow.
was independent days,
Yeah.
man, And this cat, man, was like, he going to do it, and everything he said he was going to do, he did.
I tell you
man.
something
It's
about
crazy.
the days
talking
that people
about.
don't know really quick. I was one of the first hip hop artists to sell. I know, especially independent, to sell their music over the internet. I didn't know that it was
Wow.
breaking. We were doing nothing early. One of my homeboys worked at IBM. So he was on it early, and he's like, I do your site for free. What's crazy is I would go to between Atlanta and Jackson, Mississippi at least 2 times a week.
Right.
So if anybody within Mississippi
In
and
between
Georgia,
there.
I would actually go take it to their house.
So you
I'm
deliver.
serious.
Wow.
And I'm serious about this. I think that's one of the reasons why I still do so well. We recouped on the God Box, my new album, and it was like 7 of us. We did something that people who got 200 people on their staff couldn't do,
Wow.
And I think it comes from that. I think I'm willing to say 30% of my fans I've touched. You remember when Like a Pimp first came out,
Right.
and we had
I
these
do.
sold out crowds?
Right.
I used to perform and say Like a Pimp and sit down on the front of the stage and sign like a quarter of everybody that was there. I used to be the last person that would
That's
leave
what I'm
the
talking
stadium.
about.
So I think like all of that,
All that hard
transformed because I'm one of the few artists that people let grow up. When people
what?
make the transitions that I make, they don't see the light of day.
No, they done.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful to be here, man. Like, bro, I was just in an Time magazine, bro. I just done a big article in Time magazine.
So is this surreal to you?
No, it's not surreal
No?
at all. Like, my thinking is different now.
Right.
Like, I believe that I'm made out of the same matter that God is. People always say that God is their father. But if you feel that God is your father, then you have the same type of power. But because of the way that people have historically treated our people, we have lost that divine connection. So some things I call into fruition, and I know it is after I say it. Like one of my teachers taught me that affirmations are not good, and I say why? Say because if you have to affirm something every day, then you don't believe that God has that for you. Wow. All you gotta do is pray one time. God got good hearing. you pray with intent, and you leave it there. Now you got to get up and do something.
Right.
That's one thing that I try to tell my people. You can't just pray and hope that somebody gonna bring it out of the sky. No, you got to pray, know it's gonna happen with intentions, and move in that direction.
Right.
Down.
And I've done that, man. We started a website, davidbanner.com. And, bro, we could barely keep that stuff on. Like, we just had these special edition jackets.
Right.
We can't even keep them in. And I want to say this is very important for business owners.
Okay.
When I first started my website, I was mad because I didn't feel like my people supported me the way that they should have. What I found out is I wasn't ready. If they would have ordered 10,000 off of the bat, we would have embarrassed us and our people.
Okay.
My company has grown at the rate that we had the staff, at the rate that we could handle it. And I learned at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know, through the graces of people who have supported me and us not quitting, bro, we are sustaining ourselves like the lectures and the movies and the production and all of these types of things, they just secondary. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's all coming from our people. So they don't ever say we can't do it. We got over $1 trillion worth of spending
power.
We just don't spend it on us.
Right. Now, speaking of lectures, the students at Middle Tennessee State University fought to get you there. What was that deal? Because I saw your video on Instagram, and you were thanking everybody for fighting so hard.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Well, I'll just say this. The students made sure that I came. You know, they asked, and the students said, like, no, we want him.
Right.
You know, we found out because a Fortune 500 company came to do some business with me. I ended up turning it down because they found out that, you know, our people really gravitate towards me. Like now when we speak, there's hundreds. We spoke.
Yeah, Edward
and we spoke in San Antonio. It was 300,000 people.
Damn.
Whoa.
You know, so it's getting to the point now where we have to also be careful. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm grateful that the students fought for me and they wanted me to be there, and that's why I'm here. And I love the fact that I can now speak about stuff that people used to pay me to shut up about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, and
make them records. You know them records.
So I'm grateful, man. And what I want to say, man, is this is one of the places that supported me when I was young and coming up and still fighting at the club and drunk and angry.
Right.
And I'm grateful to come back to sort of heal some of the stuff that I started.
Repair some little wounds.
Because boy, we was maniacs.
How did we make it here? It was crazy. We ain't gonna talk about that.
He looked at me earlier and was like, "Hey, don't talk about that. And I was like,
Like, I'm the boss.
you know, so to be able to come back, and I think, and I used to be ashamed, but God showed me that that's the reason why a lot of these kids look at me. You know, a lot of people talk down on their people. I talk up to my people. You know, I'm a servant of my people. You know, so when, like, I give you an example. I hadn't ate pork in 27 years.
Right.
Wow.
But I ain't one of these guys that say it don't taste good.
Okay, thank you.
If I could, I would bathe in it.
Okay. Oh, I'm so happy you said that.
I understand what it is.
Thank you
I understand
for
what
saying
it
that.
does to the human body. If you are what you eat, you are what you eat eats too. Pig is worse than a rat. You feel me?
Yep.
So for me, for people to know that I was one of the guys that used to eat the pickled pig feet that was at Circle K.
Oh, damn.
That had been there for 45 years.
Just sitting up in there.
They sitting up in that bottle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was that guy.
Okay, what do you know about boiling meat?
Oh, God, don't start.
What we have been having
Don't
a
start with this monkey.
whole trivia thing. Oh, here people have been calling us about. I'm from Oklahoma.
Right.
I
What
know
part?
boiling meat. Oklahoma City, Tulsa.
Yeah. Tulsa is one of my
I graduated
homeboys.
from Broken Arrow.
Metal Netter. And we used to go to the chicken shack before they closed it down on the north side.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later on.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay,
We're not going to eat that, so let's move past that. I'm just going
so he knows what it is. So about Black history, you said a
Yeah.
lot of times people say they want Black history, but what they want is to keep people in the same situations they're in.
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
They don't want Black history. It's so funny, man, when I hear even most Black people. I was watching the NBA players, you know, when it was All-Star time.
Right.
I didn't hear nobody say anything about anybody besides Martin Luther King.
Wow. That's it. That's the only narrative they got.
And it's painful, and I'll say this. The Martin Luther King that white people give us Martin Luther King himself, towards the end of his days, hated that guy that y'all love so much. Martin Luther King said before he died, he told Harry Belafonte that I think I have integrated my people into a burning house. Edward, what was the name of his paper that he wrote that he never got to give that Sunday? Yeah, what was the name of it? It was like America's Hell. Yeah, Why America May Go to Hell. And when you read it, you can go online and look it up.
Y'all look
it
that
looked like
up.
Malcolm X speech.
Right.
But they will take excerpts of our own history. And that's why I beg of you all. And I'm not calling this, and people told me to stop saying this. But y'all, if anything ever happened to me, don't allow people to take the Like a Pimp years and make that famous. You know, I want you all as my friends to talk about the David Banner that's standing in front of you right now. So for me, Black History Month, and I'll say this to all of the historically black colleges. What historical black colleges, especially land-grant colleges, were supposed to be, it was supposed to be the cradle for sons and daughters of ex-slaves. Mm-hmm. And in actuality, we are scared to say this as black people. They were actually supposed to teach you how to be African again. Because if you think about black history, we only talk about people that make white folks comfortable. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about Malcolm.
Invention.
You feel what I'm talking about? You know, and then if you think about it, I don't even, and he's still living. They don't talk about the Honorable Louis Farrakhan.
Right.
The minister. You feel what I'm saying? Right. When we talk about Africa, what's the first person people usually talk about when we talk about Africa?
Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela. I personally want to talk about Patrice Lumumba. Because Patrice Lumumba wants you to leave the diamonds and the gold, and they want you to get the hell out, period. But if you notice, we can't even talk about what white people don't do because we don't do it. One thing that I talk to people about racism, I don't have a problem with racism anymore. I said this on I think on the Breakfast Club. I don't have a problem with racism anymore. I have a problem with white supremacy, and you should know the difference. The reason why I don't have a problem with racism is because you are supposed to take care of you and yourself first. You are supposed to. Do y'all know who any of y'all know who came up with the red, black, and green flag? Marcus Garvey. Mm-hmm. Marcus Garvey said this because people always act like I'm so great. I got these from people who was greater, people who were greater than me. Right. Marcus Garvey said there's not a problem with racism because white people are supposed to take care of white people first. The problem is black people's lack of racism. We don't look out for ourselves first. We don't put ourselves first. Okay. And then when we make movies, and we are in situations of power. And I say this all the time. Most people don't want to be free. They want their opportunity to hold a whip. You have to be in a position to free people. But yeah. We're gonna be at TSU tonight.
Yeah, TSU.
If you like what you heard,
come get the rest.
Yeah, come get the rest. But I will say this, man. I want to say thank you again. My last album that dropped, The God Box, one of the fans who called up said they thank people. That album was number one on iTunes for a sustainable amount of time, and I'm grateful for it. I did that album 100%. What I'm doing right now that I'm proud of, and I want to say this because I hear a lot of people talking about being bosses. I'm paying for everything, and it's hard. It's not easy. Mm-hmm. It takes 12 years longer. But one of the things that I'm grateful for, Kay, and I think you'll be proud of me too, we're able to pay our people. You know, I'm not able to do it as many times as the Jewish community is able to do it or the Asian community, but I've made the black dollar go around my office 4 times. Mm-hmm. You know, and hopefully one day it'll be sustainable and we can get it up to 8, 9, and 10 times. One of my dreams, bro, is I want to do one project, and hopefully it'll be 8, 9, 10, 11, 100 projects. But I just want to do one project with just our people alone. You know what I'm saying?
Top to bottom.
Because they can do anything without us. And I think it's my responsibility. I said this to a group of lawyers. I was a keynote speaker at this graduation for black lawyers. And I told them I failed you. And they said, what do you mean? I said, because if you notice, black people we send our children to go off and make white corporations rich. It is our responsibility to have jobs for our children. So if I don't have a way to employ black lawyers, then I have failed them. We always tell our kids to do better. If you give kids in Nashville jobs, then you wouldn't have to worry about them gangbanging and selling dope.
And boom.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm conscious.
Right.
I am conscious. I wouldn't sell no crack because I know that was engineered for us. But let it get bad for David Banner. We're going to have something for you. You feel me? So it's like, if you don't want these kids to do something, have something sustainable. I'm going to tell you one thing that made me proud, bro, and then we're gonna round it out.
Right.
When I first got my record deal, all my homeboys, for the most part, that were around me at the time, sold drugs.
Okay.
One of them even told me, bro, I love black folks because you love them. And I told him, I say, listen, bro, I don't have the money to give you what you were making in the streets, but I can give you enough money to sustain your life, and you won't have to worry about the feds kicking in your door.
Right.
Everybody who I gave that option to took that option. And I don't know if they went back and started selling drugs, but for 12 months,
They were good.
They was all right.
Unless they were serving off the bus and I ain't going. But I don't think they did that to me. But what I will say is every one of them took that opportunity, bro. And we just got to offer something to our children and stop screaming about hope and the future, because every other race of people are making their heaven right here. And it's
right
crazy.
now.
They'll come right to our neighborhood where we done had hell for 80 years. And they'll come and build their heaven right on top of us. So it's time for us to start doing it. And again, man, it was an honor to see you. And it was an honor for you to grace me with that beautiful smile and those endearing eyes. You know, I would say something nice to you, bro, but I like your hat, bro.
David Banner, man, in the studio, man. We appreciate you coming through, bro.
Make sure y'all
Yes.
go out. Make sure y'all go out and get my last album, The God Box.
What about
God
Never
Box.
Heard movie?
Oh, I'm about to say that too.
Okay.
Make
See,
sure you go out and get the God Box.
Yeah, I know, Kenny.
Make sure you go get the new movie that I was just in called Never Heard. But let me tell you how great your boy is doing now.
Okay.
Everything that has to do with David Banner, I'm selling it on my website.
Yes,
So
you
as
are.
much as I want you to go to all these platforms and get it, you can get the Never Heard movie on DavidBanner.com. You can get the God Box. You can get the sweater.
I want that
last thing. I just did Drink Champs. And Kay, this is gonna really make you proud, bro. Was a crowning moment in my life, man. Everything that I had on, besides my pants, we had a stake in, or ownership in.
That's what I'm talking
You know, I told somebody, like, I don't get
dope.
mad.
That's dope.
I get mad at white supremacy, but I don't look at it as something that holds me back anymore. That's just something that I have to do. So if y'all notice how, I'm 30, 40, 50 pounds lighter than I was last time
man,
you
back
seen
in
me.
the day.
And one of the reasons why I do that, I said that I want to do superhero movies. I want to be our kid's superhero.
I can see that. I can see you doing that.
Since I can't be Superman, I'm gonna take Superman's spot and be better. As a matter of fact, can't no white man be Superman because Superman was powered by the sun. They're allergic to the sun.
Okay.
You gotta be melanated. Superman should have been Akon.
There you go.
Akon.
Akon, literally. In order to attract that much sun, Akon.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes.
Darkness.
Michael Blackson.
But for real though, if Superman is powered by the sun, melanated people are what attract the sun. We are the people of the sun. They run away from the sun. They die from the sun. They get cancer from the sun. So Superman should have been darker than midnight if he gets that much power from the sun. But we all do. I love y'all. My name is David
Love you,
Banner.
Love you
man.
Peace.
too, David Banner. Man.